Okay, but jump in a little bit, Professor. I mean, we have this. I mean, from your game, honestly, I play a lot with my family, and we always fascinated how can you think like that? How you come out with this kind of idea? So, if I may, in this last 5 minutes, perhaps, how you get the idea? You see, how you get your idea, and in the first time.
I think it's always important to start from something which is relevant for the people, which is exciting for the people, which the people are interested in. I mean, Hemingway, the very famous European writer, once said, in order for me to write, I need to live. I need to experience life, and then only then can I express this in my books, in my novels. And I think there is some truth in that as well in game design. It's not about finding something which nobody is really interested in. Why do I want to be this? Why do I want to do this? But if people are if let's say Egypt is a very interesting topic for people, then we make a game about Egypt and the pharaohs. But maybe Egypt and the pharaohs is absolutely not relevant in Indonesia. But maybe there are other topics relevant. So you want to have relevant topics, look at what the books carry for children, for example, look at what adults are interested in, what are communicated, what's in the magazines, what's in the news, and then try, not a short-term thing which is relevant for this week and not relevant next week, but for the long processes. Is it nature? Is it ecology? Is it history? Is it geography? Is there something about the geography of Indonesia? So where can we actually reach people the best? That's the main point. So that's the starting point.
Wow, that's really interesting. Okay, one last question, I think. So thank you for this amazing insight that you provide us. What do you think is going to be happen, especially in board game industry, let's say in next 5 years ahead?
Again, it depends on the markets and the development of the markets. But from a global point of view, we have seen enormous change through the digital games. And when I started designing games, there was no internet, there was no desktop publishing, so it was a very different world. And that has changed the world a lot, not only with respect to what products, but also with respect to distribution. Because if I can download a game, it's something different as if I can go and buy a game. Today there is much different information about games there than it was, and it's easier to communicate, but there's much more competition. I think the search for having something outstanding, something great, will go on even more. So the unique selling proposition must be so critical about this game which no other game offers. But I also think, I think that the digitalization will continue, so you will have a board which you can roll out, which is a screen, and then you can download your game onto the screen and you play. It's still playing with people around the table, but the presentation will be much more general. But partially, I think we need to admit that trends are also by luck and by accident, because it is not clear why a game is really successful. You cannot calculate the success of a game. So sometimes you're very surprised that you think a game should be successful, it is not. And sometimes you're very surprised because, oh, look at this little game, suddenly it's very, very successful, very, very popular. And if you have a trend game, for example, the trivia games, the question and answer games, became very popular through one game. And then a lot of these games came out. And then there was a television show, Big Brother, and then a lot of these games came out. Then Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And this game. So sometimes if you have one big event, either in the movies or in the games, you find one game which then leads a whole trend. But the game is more by accident that this one is successful, because once you reach a critical mass, then it just takes off. And if you don't take the critical mass, then you will not take off. Because if you have enough people to play it,
Yeah.
it's a snowball system. They play with other people. And once you have reached such a snowball system, then other people will say, this is the right genre, and they will go in, and you suddenly get a new movement in the game industry.
Yeah.
Afterwards, the marketing people will always explain what it is. I think it is more randomness.
That's wonderful. It's just very brilliant insight in my point of view. So last, perhaps can you share a little bit message to our game designer in Indonesia, and also perhaps to many people in Indonesia that gonna watch this discussion? That's your last word for us in this interview.
Well, I very much appreciate your time and my opportunity.
No, we really honored to have you here.
Have the conversation. I can only encourage people in Indonesia to try out games. Games are a wonderful way of engaging with other people. Games are a platform and an open door to other people. And in the end, you will have lots of fun and lots of positive experiences. They bring communities together, they bring families together, they're educational. There is hardly anything more valuable in my view that you can do than playing games. It's a nice activity, and once you have discovered your game, you will play it. It's just taking this one step of finding your favorite game. So I challenge you, find your favorite game, play it, and make your life richer. Good luck.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you. That was so wonderful to have you. Thank you very much. Thank you.